That was where my road to being a leader began. Years later, when our family moved across the country to Richmond, California, I carried that spirit of ownership and leadership with me. The day we arrived in Richmond was March 19, 1972. I remember that day so well all these years later because so much happened. We were excited about moving into a home with running water. In Mississippi, I had to pump water from a well. Also, that was the day I met Mr. James Dunkley. He owned a laundromat in Richmond. And that first day, I saw him dump hundreds of quarters from the washers and dryers into a large bucket. Back in Mississippi, if you had a quarter, you had wealth. And here was a man with hundreds of them. I was only 12, but I could not resist asking Mr. Dunkley, "Are all those quarters yours?" He told me they were, and that he emptied the machines twice a week. Well, I was amazed. That made a real impression on me, but not as much as what Mr. Dunkley said to me that day. You can make a life for yourself working for others. You can create a lifestyle if you work for yourself. Powerful. That stuck with me, and it is one of the principles I carry with me today. In one sense, Mr. Dunkley meant that it was important to have leadership over your own life, to take command of it. Too often, I have found that most people don't know how to do that. They get set into a mundane routine and exist, instead of creating a winning lifestyle for themselves. I play to win. I am not talking about just basketball. My name and some of my story are familiar because of the motion picture that depicted an integral part of my life. But what I accomplished with the young men on the Richmond High basketball team were far more important than just the results of the games. Those results were extremely important. You play the game to win. And we were so adamant about it that I never kept any second-place trophies we received. But the bigger and most important part of that experience was the teaching of leadership and discipline, self-pride, and work ethic. Those are the character traits that had to be built up as we went on our basketball journey. They call me Coach Carter, but I call myself a teacher. A coach designs plays and sets up things for a player to do on the court. A teacher explains why you do certain things to get a desired result. My players learned about the game in the fundamentals and how to attack an opponent based on knowing their strengths and weaknesses and understanding basketball. That's not coaching, that's teaching. When I first got there, we had no nets on the goals, no socks, no towels, which didn't really matter because the showers didn't work. But the only thing that bothered me was the boys looked like losers, and they acted like losers. So I told them, all that changes today. Winning in here is the same as winning out there in life. If you take a basketball and hold it over your head and drop it, every time it bounces, it loses 50% of its momentum. That's the way a basketball career is. Every year someone comes behind you a little stronger, a little faster, and a little hungrier. Every shot you take, you're getting closer to the end of your career. But hopefully you're getting a little bit smarter. You want to talk numbers? Only 1 in every 500,000 people get an opportunity to play any type of professional sports. So it's okay to put all your eggs in one basket if it's the family business and you have control of it, but not in becoming a professional player. And that's how we went about our business. I owned a sporting goods store, a t-shirt printing company, and 4 barbershops. They were all run professionally, as a business should be run. And I ran my basketball team as a business too. The business was about winning and making sure those kids were prepared to win in life. That mindset developed for me unusually early in life. For most, it comes much later, if at all. And that's where this audiobook comes in. Through sharing my life experiences and the philosophies I've developed through them, I will impart invaluable nuggets to maximize the